Okay, we should be back online. Yes, nice. Sorry you guys, I lost connection for a second and then it was gone. But now I'm back. Hello, hello. Yeah, my internet is not that great. I wish I had a better connection in general. But also these might be like growing pains. It's my first time streaming, that also, streaming on Instagram. So I'm hoping it'll get better over time. No worries, it happens. Yeah, thank you very much for being understanding. I keep throwing my trash on my table. I have a bin. I could directly chuck it in the bin instead. Here we go. I missed the bin. I like that my home's electrical panels are so spread out whenever power goes out. It's like fixing the subnautica base. I'm missing context on what subnautica is and what you do there. However, I find it unnerving that power goes out in your house. Is that normal? Because power does not go out in my house. It's a very rare occurrence. Had that recently where power went out in the entire street. I think because of a storm something fell over and then the power just gave out. But that's, again, a very rare occurrence over here. Whenever there's a lightning storm, it goes out. Oh, okay. I mean, at least you're prepared and you know what to do. If power went out over here, I would be slightly lost. It's like, okay, I guess I'm gonna sit tight and hope for someone else to fix it. Oh dear, that must be great in autumn. Yeah. Do you have a lot of lightning storms where you live? I think where I'm at, we haven't had rain in like a week or two. But also it's summer. But also it's ridiculously hot for summer even. Once a month. Once a month would be like fine. I think I'd be okay with that. Imagine every second day power goes out because there's a lightning storm. That would be horrendous. But also maybe, you know, if I had less power, I would be taught something about to live without my devices. When the power went out over here, I didn't even notice. I was watching a YouTube video and my laptop automatically connected to the hotspot on my phone, so I hadn't noticed that the Wi-Fi went out until I was sent a text message by my dad who said, "Oh, we have no Wi-Fi, by the way, and no power." I was like, "But I'm watching a video, how?" Okay, so this should be the small one, and I should put in the thread that I plan on using instead of having in turquoise. Turquoise is the wrong color. Keep your friends close and the flashlight closer. I mean, phone, I guess, would be my flashlight. I do have a flashlight. I have a flashlight specifically for working in fursuit heads. It's a really small one, and I either shove it in the like head straps of my respirator, or I just, if I'm not using a toxic glue, I just put it between my teeth and I use it to see the inside of fursuit heads. I mean, I guess also if the power went out too often, you'd find a solution, like some kind of emergency generator. Probably like solar panels or something. Oh. That is so large. That shape is most definitely too big. What's up with that? That is giant. Is that just me? Is that too big? That feels large. Is that too large? It's definitely not the small one. It is in fact the large one. I thought I had selected the small one, but I've selected the large one. I'm still here just watching it on the background. Very nice. I'm happy you're hanging out with me, Sasha. I think you're the only viewer over on YouTube. Do you feel slightly lonely? Now I have a battery, but it only provides power to half the house. Oh, that does sound quite impractical. Okay. This on. So, what was I trying to do? Right, I need to cut this stuff out. Honestly, having a battery just in case sounds quite practical. Also, you could connect like solar panels to it, which also sounds quite practical. And like it would save money in the long run, but it's not really possible in my house. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Oh, it's beautiful purple. Yes, This one is, by the way, the paws for my pre-made fox. That's why it's purple and gold. I think it's a very striking combination. I can understand why you all chose for me to do that one. Saves tons of money. Yeah, I would assume having solar panels saves tons of money in the long run, once you've paid them off. Especially if you drive your car on solar power as well. It's just that solar panels are kind of ugly, and I wouldn't want to, you know, put solar panels on a very nice old house like the one I live in. Agree, nice color palette. Thank you. Yeah, it's just like a lot of this is kind of coincidental with the color palettes, because my pre-mades I always use whatever fabrics I have left over in order to get rid of fur. And so this just happened to happen. What have you done, sewing machine? What's up with you? Did you lose your you lost your thread? That's a shame. I also will have to do that again from the start. Let's see if this works better. Okay, let me start that pattern anew. Okay, that should be better. I have a purple, gold, and green persona. I'm making a suit right now. That's also very cool. That sounds like a very nice combination. I have I've made quite a few purple and green fursuits, but not with gold. Why is the silk screen on top? Just so that the gold stuff doesn't slip around and so that it doesn't get stuck. I think with the gold it's not super necessary, but the other paw pads were mochi minky, and that one the foot of the sewing machine just gets immediately stuck on. And so yeah, here it might not be super necessary, but for the other one it is, so I did it somewhat out of habit. But I don't necessarily want to experiment. I don't have any more of this gold fabric left over. I think I've entirely run out. So it would be a shame if I made a mistake and then I had to order more in order to finish the project. How do you do the 2-camera setup on Instagram? I stream through Streamlabs. So basically, I've that's why I had connection issues, because Streamlabs and Instagram lost connection. But I've set up dual stream in Streamlabs, one for YouTube and one is for Instagram. And so that's where the dual setup comes from. So just to say that to you guys too, if you would like to see more of the mess on my table, then you can head on over to YouTube. We also have a slightly smaller delay over there. I found it slightly complicated to figure out how everything works with the connection of the stream and stuff. But Instagram was at least easier to connect than TikTok. If you want to connect TikTok to Streamlabs, you have to jump through a lot of hoops that I was not quite willing to jump through. But also the upper camera of the sewing machine is going to die in maybe 30 minutes because that camera cannot charge while it's recording, which is really stupid if you ask me. And so at some point it will just give out. We'll enjoy it for as long as it lasts. No one is infinite gold. Yeah, no one does. I do not as well. Oh, that is nice table mess. Thank you very much. Yeah, I have scissors everywhere. Do you just place the fabric anywhere on the frame? How does the machine know where to line up the pattern? So what I do is that I put my sticky stuff in the frame, and then I put that without the fabric in the machine, and I let it embroider this line. And then I stick my fabric on top. And that way I know where it needs to be, because on the back of the fabric I draw on the inside of the paw pad, and so I just lined that up with a seam that was stitched by the embroidery machine. So I guess the short answer is the machine doesn't know where to put it. The machine puts it somewhere, and then I put it on top. I'm Portal Labs, never bothered to change my YouTube name profile picture. Oh, very nice. Welcome over to the YouTube side of things, where you can see scissors, more scissors, the edge of my laptop, and whatever is over there. Fun, indeed. Very fun. Sorry for all the questions. I'm looking to better my setup in September, so I want to learn. Don't worry about it. I like answering questions, so if you have any, just spill them out. My table is messier. You can't see the rest of my workshop. This is my, I cleaned up this table before I started streaming. It's not the messiest it could have been. But I've been honestly trying to keep my workshop a bit more tidy. It doesn't always work, like most of the time it doesn't work. But I've been trying to set up like little systems. I have a shelf that I just kind of throw everything onto. And now whenever I need something, I go to that shelf and yeah, there's just a pile of things that are very important and that I definitely need, but it's on a pile and you know, the pile is slipping slowly but surely. It's organized and all it means no one works there. Yeah, like I also don't need it to be like ridiculously organized. I just need to not have piles of things that then fall to the ground. That is, I think, my biggest issue, that things just pile up. But what I've done, for example, is that I've labeled my shelves. So I now have in my main room a few shelves that are project specific. And so everything about that project goes on that shelf. There's a box on that shelf for pattern pieces and small stuff. Head base goes there. I have one for the full body I'm working on, and all of the fur I need for that full body is in that shelf. And I found that quite practical because it means that I don't have to look for anything. I know where it is. Biggest issue is that I don't always return stuff to where it belongs. Get a food tray holder. I don't know what, like, a wagon on wheels. I have wagons on wheels. I mess those up so badly. Even when I keep it clean, it doesn't work. I find foam scraps in my bed. It's everywhere, eternally. Yeah, foam scraps are the worst. Besides styrofoam. Styrofoam is even worse than foam scraps, if you will believe me. Because I used to work a lot with styrofoam, and when you start sanding styrofoam, it has these teeny tiny little bits. And I kid you not, you come home after a long day of working with that stuff, and you wore one of those Tyvek suits the entire day to make sure that the styrofoam doesn't end up on you, and you start undressing and you realize it's clinging to your skin under your clothes, and you don't know how it got there, but it's now being washed off in the shower, and that's the only way to get rid of it. Like in those push the tray restaurants, like that kind of, yeah, I have, like, I'm not sure if that's practical, to be honest. Like, I'm thinking of what they have like at McDonald's and stuff, where you put your tray back. But that doesn't seem practical to me at all for what I'm trying to do. Or I'm thinking of the entirely wrong thing. I believe I'm thinking of the entirely wrong thing. Styrofoam is banned in my house. I can see why styrofoam would be banned in your house. But if you work with it, there's no way around it. Like, I used to build props for like theater and conventions, and that was tons and tons and tons of styrofoam. I tell you, I can make pretty much everything out of styrofoam. If you want a giant decorational piece, I can do that. It's just that the styrofoam is going to go everywhere. It's also so much worse because the particles are so small, and it ends up in your lungs much more. But I would love to get back into doing something with styrofoam, to be honest. Recently, I was rewatching the Barbie movies, like the animated ones, and in one of those, they have a giant flower-shaped chair thingamabob, and I was like, I could make that. Though, to be honest, that wouldn't be styrofoam, that would just be like build a couch, basically, and upholstery. It's like a cupboard with lots of shelves, but you can take the shelves out and put them back in. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, but I think that wouldn't be practical for me. Just imagine 1.5 meters of fur rolled up and put on that little shelf that you can take out. That's entirely impractical. I wouldn't know, like, I don't have enough small trinkets to put on these things where I think I want to take the entire trinket thing out. I would see that if I was making like dolls or stuff like that, like really small dolls, not big dolls, because then I could put everything I need for that doll onto that one tray and could just take the tray out. But no, I'm working with boxes. I have a box in every, like, label shelf section, and then boxes in there, and everything small goes in the box. Box in a box in a box in a box. Sometimes, yes. I like, when I worked in that prop workshop, we had shelves and shelves and shelves upon boxes. And they had everything. It was a dream. Whatever you wanted and needed for a project, it was sorted so wonderfully as well. And plastic trinkets, metal trinkets, or every type of screw you could ever imagine. And those screws were in a closet. They had a big closet filled with screws, and so cool. Yeah, that's, I think, where I got my my like for boxes. I have a small basket where I keep my most used tools like scissors, knives, slats, needles, pins, and I keep it wherever I'm working. Everything goes back in the basket so I don't lose my tools. That is very smart as well. I have a wall for that. So I just took a huge piece of super cheap, super lightweight wood, and I screwed that to the wall. And then I put on some magnetic holders, and I have all of my tools up on that wall. I have a hot glue dispenser that is inspired by the one that Adam Savage has in his workshop, and I love it. I'm such a nerd, and I love it. But yeah, it's important to have a home for your tools. And a basket sounds like a very good idea as well. It's just that I don't want to be looking through a basket. I much prefer having them in reach at my wall. I hate boxes, or I'm doing boxes wrong. The magic with boxes is that you shall not close them. They need to be open so that you can see what's inside. That's my tip. Another option is like clear plastic boxes, also great because you can see what's inside immediately. And then label your boxes if you need to. That's also important. Oh, I need to pull out the fabric. Like an indented foam organizer for my tools. Oh, that also sounds really, fancy, sophisticated, that kind of thing. I think I'd be annoyed at the point where stuff has like lids. I have a really, really nice box for my 3D printer tools. It came with that box. And it annoys me that I have to open the box every time I need a tool. But it does look nice because it has like the perfect shape for all the tools and stuff. Can't organize it all, even if my life depends on it. Honestly, I do feel you. I feel like organizing is definitely a learned skill, and I have not really learned it correctly as well. In the workshop, it's a bit easier because all of these are crafting tools. I find it so much harder to organize my kitchen and my living spaces. It's like there are just things there, and these things don't have a home, and I don't know where to put them, and then there's piles everywhere. And it's like, what am I supposed to do with this? And then I carry something from like the living room into the bathroom because I'm like, maybe this is a bathroom kind of item. And then I carry it into the kitchen and I'm like, no, this is not working out. So I definitely feel this don't know how to organize stuff thing. It's just so much easier with tools. For me, I have to have everything open and on display, otherwise I'll forget it exists. Yeah, that's why I like open boxes, because I know there's a box and I can just throw stuff in and it doesn't fall to the floor and stuff like that. But yeah, I hate closed shelves. That's why I have open shelves everywhere, besides for the fabrics. The fabrics are in closed closets because I don't want them to be bleached out by the sun. Everything else is absolutely open. That's why I love my tool wall, because I can see every single tool I have. I've seen a website that made 3D models for custom tool trays from a picture of the tool in question. That's really nice. But also, I wouldn't trust it to do a good enough job. Like, if I were to make custom tool trays and stuff, I would probably go through the trouble of doing it myself in CAD. It doesn't have a hole to hang it, you made one. You mean with my hanging wall tool stuff? No. So on my hanging wall, everything that doesn't have a hole is hung by magnets. That's an attractive solution. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my tool wall, to be honest. It's one of the better things I've done. I could show you, I mean, that would be a bit around the corner, but I could show you a picture of it. I don't want to move the camera because moving it back is annoying. But I can just take a picture of my tool wall with my iPad, and then I can show you the picture I've taken. Not the most elegant solution. Oh, not a solution at all. My iPad is out of battery. Never mind then. Can I charge that currently? No, I don't have any more cables in this house, do I? I don't. Never mind. I'll show you my tool wall another time. Also, for my tools, I recently had an intern and I didn't know what to do with her. And so I told her to sew me a little holder for my safety glasses. She did a wonderful job and it feels very fancy now. Gotta remember to put on the work table and point it at the wall. Yeah, I need like at least 4, because my wall is in another room. I have 2 workshop rooms and it's not here. I'll show you another time, or maybe I'll just take a picture later and post it in the Discord or something. My workshop is my living room. I mean, if it's good enough. I started in my childhood bedroom, and then it was my living room for a while. When I moved out from my parents, I moved into like a shared living situation, and I had one room, my roommate had one room, And so I just worked from my bedroom there as well. And after that, I had an apartment big enough that it had 2 rooms. And so I worked in my living room. Have to go out and have some PCBs to make. Okay. Don't know what that is, but good luck in making them. And thank you for hanging out with us. But yeah, I've slowly but surely upgraded my workshop space. I'll send the video on Discord. Oh yeah, sure. Happy to see what you're making. I feel like I need to answer you more often. You often ask if like someone wants to hang out in voice chat, and I'm never online when you ask. I always feel so sorry. Okay. This is always a bit tedious. Then I have to pull out the fur here. As much fun as it is to stream on 2 platforms at the same time, we just lost connection on YouTube for a second. I think my internet is not up for the task, sadly. So I might have for the future to maybe swap back and forth between the two. Not sure if I'll find a good solution to that problem. Okay, so I have to put on the second theme, which is the scarier part, since this is a new version. And I'm not sure which one is the right file. Something that annoys me about this embroidery machine is that it doesn't show me the file names. I name my files very meticulously, usually. And here, it just doesn't help that much. Okay, this is 63 by 57, and this is 73 by 63. That is the bigger one then. So let's hope this works, or else we have a problem. Embroider. Start. Stop, stop, stop. Go up, go down. Okay, start again. That does look pretty good. Okay. We'll just see if that works. Also, I have like 2 minutes of time. I can get myself a snack. Let me see if I still have something. Do I have a snack? Is there... No, this is empty. This is also empty. I don't have anything anymore in my home. I will be starving. Do I have something else? That is not the most interesting thing to snack on. But okay. I hope you all took good care of my embroidery machine while I was gone. That is much nicer. I think the new file I made is much nicer than the old one. Okay. And it's done. That did come out pretty nice. Yeah, that's it. Pretty happy with that. Put in the second one. I didn't pull out the fabric or the fur fibers over here nicely enough, so I'll have to work on that a bit more. But besides that, I'm really happy with these paw pads. I feel like today it doesn't get warmer gradually, it gets warmer in a way that is noticeable. As if the temperature just spiked up by a few degrees within the last few seconds, but that makes no sense at all. Hello, I love your stuff. Ich kann auch Deutsch. Hi there, Delsify. Is that your name? Welcome to the stream. And thank you very much. How are you doing today? And I'm glad you like my stuff. It's very sweet of you. As you can see today, I'm making paw pads. Also, I'll just have you know, over on Instagram, we have a pretty long delay. If you'd like to see the same stream but with less delay, you can head on over to YouTube. And as much as I also do speak German, I try to keep the stream in English, just so that everyone can understand what's going on. Swap to YouTube. Welcome to the YouTube side of things. You are now entitled to see the mess on my table. I've been told it's not actually that messy. Okay. Your mess is my peak organization. I see. I have to say this is not my messiest either. And the more messier part are in fact off screen. It's like this pattern piece that belongs to a current commission. Oh, my camera just died. Wonderful. As you can see, or not see, we have to switch to one camera crafting because the second camera is sadly out of battery. What is that contraption you are using and where do you get it? This is an embroidery hoop, and you get that by typing embroidery hoop into a website where you can buy stuff like Amazon. You have to make sure that you get the right one for your machine though. But yeah, the disorganized stuff is like not quite within frame. You're not quite entitled to see all of my chaos over on YouTube. You can only see a part of it. And I need to put the camera battery into the charging thing. Okay. Hi Creator, you've never seen your life before. Hello Mango does stuff. Yeah, I sometimes go live on TikTok, but TikTok has been trying to restrict my lives because of false flags for me not actually being live. It's a bit strange. So I've been trying out other platforms. So Mango, if you would like to see the same stream that is currently live, but with a bit less delay and on a bigger screen and with more table to see, you could head on over to YouTube or you could stay here. Do you play any video games? I want to make a fursuit based on Sky Children of the Light. I do play video games. I don't play that one. I don't play a lot as well. One of the issues I'm having is that I do not own a PC, I own a Mac. And a lot of video games do not play on Mac. Another issue I have is that I'm just catastrophically bad at video games. You couldn't imagine how bad I am. Anything where you need reflexes, I'm just lost and entirely overwhelmed. Hi, I'm back. Welcome back. How are are you doing today? I'm also catastrophically bad. I play them for fun. Yeah, I mean, they're playing for fun is fine, unless you're playing like multiplayer stuff. I always find that so frustrating. I had some friends who wanted to play some kind of battle royale with me, and it's not fun to play to play that with me because I always make the entire team lose. So I'm okay with like single players, and I'm okay with like games where you need knowledge and experience and brains more than reflexes. I like I'm a girly girl. I like Stardew Valley. I play The Sims sometimes, not in recent times to be honest, but I do like The Sims. Remember me from yesterday? I was on your TikTok. Yes, I do remember you. I'm not sure if you had the same username, but I was pretty sure that you would be you. And also thank you for like swinging by from my TikTok. I also really love to play Baldur's Gate. I'm actually pretty decent at Baldur's Gate because it's not skill based, it's like knowledge based. Same, I love Stardew Valley, Hollow Knight, even though I suck at it, Animal Jam, Minecraft. Yeah. I've never played the last three. I've only played Stardew Valley. I've been told that I missed out on a lot because I haven't played Minecraft. I think I've heard of Hollow Knight, but I've never played it. Not sure if it's, again, available for Mac. It's one of the big issues I'm facing with games. Manta Ray Sounds of Greetings. What does that sound like? I'm now intrigued. Wait, you live on TikTok too? No, I'm not currently live on TikTok. I just was live on TikTok like last week a lot. But again, I've not enjoyed it too much because of the restrictions. No, I do not have the same username. This account is old, so I have it since I was 12. Now I'm old enough, so no problem there. Okay, yeah. I think it was mostly the way you write that was very recognizable. Minecraft is wonderful because you can play it however you want. Definitely recommend it, especially with friends. Yeah, I don't have many friends to play with, but I'm playing Stardew Valley and Baldur's Gate with one. We're switching around every second week. We're playing either Stardew Valley or Baldur's Gate, which feels like a silly combination, but it works. What are you making? Today I'm making some paw pads, so I can show you ones I've made already. And I'm making an entire set of these. Wait, is your sewing machine on automatic? Yes. Okay, so the professional name is embroidery machine. So currently I'm using an embroidery machine to make these paw pads. So I just put stuff into the hoop and the machine does the sewing on its own. It's pretty nice because it means that the shape is actually correct. I'm sewing too, sewing buddies. That's very nice. I always love it, I absolutely adore it when there's other crafters in the chat when I stream and it turns into a kind of like co-working stream. What are you sewing? Like, what are you working on? I am now intrigued and curious. Okay, I'm running out of things. Need to cut some more. Hemming some pants for my housemate. That's very nice of you to do. Honestly, I work way too little on like fashion stuff. All of the sewing I do is pretty much fursuits. And recently I was working on a cosplay project, and I realized, oh my gosh, sewing is so much easier when you're not constantly having to wrangle fur. They're my only normal housemates, so I'm thanking them for being nice. What's up with the others? What's going on with your other housemates that one is normal and the others are not? I love making clothes and stuff because you get to wear it at the end and you feel so cool. That is right. I don't usually wear my own stuff. I always make stuff for others. They're homophobic. Oh no. That's so unfortunate. That's so dumb of them. I never understood how someone can be homophobic. It just sounds like stupid to me. There's no reason. Well, some are homophobic and some are just crazy petty. I mean, those are both equally bad. Are these different polls than yesterday? Yes, they are. The ones from yesterday. So when I started the stream, I finished those. I mean, I finished the embroidery of those. And then I started working on the second pair. Also, my chair is like crazy short. I don't know why I have such a tiny chair, but I feel like I'm about 7 years old, as my chest is at the height of the table. Oh, the gold stuff is slipping around. That's not ideal. Also, you guys might not see much of these polls anymore in general, because I have an employee and she finishes the polls. I just do these parts. So that might be the last you see of them until they're done. The polls I worked on yesterday were for a commission, and the ones from today are for pre-made. Have you gotten more for your first animation? I think that is the name. That is the name, that is correct. No, not recently. Like the last I got was when I ordered from How for the first time, and that's like half a year ago. How to get how do you get pre-mades to sell? I have such trouble. Patience. Mostly patience. So currently I have some pre-mades up for sale. I've managed to sell one at a convention, which was an absolute marvel, and I'm trying to do the same again at a different convention. I like to sell one at a convention, not the same design, just to sell a pre-made again. But I tend to put them up on like local marketplaces. That works decently well. And in local group chats and stuff. I try to not go super international because that tends to be more work, and the work is not always worth it. There's an Instagram account that is called Fursuits for Sale, which has the somewhat unfortunate shortening of FFS. And you can get your pre-mades up on Fursuits for Sale. And that works decently well. Another thing I found that worked is make a nice Instagram post, or 2 or 3 about the pre-made. Maybe make 3. And then take the one that performed best on its own, and then turn that into an Instagram ad. And tell the ad to push it out to people who have not seen it before. And that might also work because it just pushes traffic towards the design. It will get you a lot of attention. It's all stuff where you have to invest a bit of money. Like Fursuit for Sale used to be free, but they get so many asks that at this point I think it's like $5, which is not too much. That's fine. And an Instagram ad you have to invest a bit as well, but I don't mind investing like $30 at that point into selling a pre-made. But also I've been trying to get some hype for my current pre-mades by making them on stream. What are your thoughts on paw cheat sheets? I don't know what that is, so I don't have thoughts. Could you please explain? If you're wondering what that was just my water bottle. That looked kind of questionable for a second. People sell these instructions on Etsy. People sell these instructions how to make paws. I mean, that's just a pattern, right? When you sell instructions on how to make something that's like a pattern, that's fine. I mean, if those instructions are good, that's good. I bought the pattern for my paws and I don't feel mad about it. Where's your cat? The one that looks like Cloud. My cat is incredibly warm today. I don't think she will be getting up a lot. It's much, much, much too warm, and she has retired to the coldest corner of the house. So I'm pretty sure you're not going to see her today. Also, we're on a different table today, if you hadn't noticed. And she does not jump up on this table. Don't ask me why, but she doesn't usually do that. Pettigal will come back if you're still alive. Okay, dokie. Thank you for hanging out with us. I'm not sure how long I'll be live. We'll see. I will probably not be live tomorrow, but probably the day after. Gosh, I'm melting. It's so ridiculously warm. What's up with that? Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't be working like in the middle of the day. I should just start working at night, because then I would not be sweating quite so much. The sounds of the embroidery machine are so satisfying. I'm glad you like them. How many yards does one need for a full fursuit? And yeah, it's been 107 Fahrenheit there this past 2 weeks. That sounds horrible. I'm so sorry. How many yards does one need for a full fursuit? I don't know, honestly. Thing is, it depends also on how many colors you have. Like if you have 7 different colors, you need to buy at least half a yard of each color. So that's a lot of yards. There's this rule of thumb if you're sewing clothing, that if you want to do an entire bodysuit, you're supposed to take your height twice. And I can say that generally works okay-ish. So if your bodysuit is like only one color, you can take your height twice. And then a bit more just to be sure. But what I do, and this might be ridiculously impractical for you, is make the pattern first. So if you make the pattern first, you can lay out the pattern and you can see exactly how much you need. And then it's not a guessing game. So I forgot to pull out the fur fibers on the other thing. It's a shame. that I always forget to do that. I bought almost 9 yards for mine. He has 8 different colors. Yeah. That's one of the problems. But you can always like sell the rest after if need be. I also do that a lot for commissions where sometimes someone wants a really small bit of a certain color and I have to buy an entire half meter anyway. Thank you both for that info. I'm hoping to make my first full body, but time isn't on my side. So I just have to do partial for now. I mean, especially if you do like a mini partial, it's super easy to upgrade later on. But if time isn't on your side, that means that you have an event you want to go to or something. What is your deadline? Yeah, I plan to make a pre-made with the rest. I have some leftovers from cons for two for the same reason. Yeah, that's where my pre-made colors come from, pretty much always. That I check what I have in my fabric closets. Oh, my sewing machine got stuck on something. That's not great. Now what? How do I fix this? Oh, now my sewing machine is angry because the bobbin is empty. Nothing's going quite right here. Okay, I'll have to put some new thread on the bobbin, which you can't see because, you know, I don't have a second camera currently. So just believe me that I'm doing that. Or more like I let my machine do that on its own because it can put the thread on the bobbin on its own. Don't even have to stand next to it. There we go. I'm going to Fangs, and as of now, whole fabric is taking such a long time to restock the fur I need. The event is September 24th. Yeah, that's also a problem, that a lot of fur tends to be out of stock. My order of fur was $500, I think, from Howland Dixie combined. That's a lot, but also I have to say I've had bigger. With like some commissions, if I take on multiple commissions at the same time, I've had more. It can get up to like nearly 1,000, sometimes more, if I have big commissions going on and they have a lot of colors. Okay, so the embroidery machine should be continuing her job. I spent almost 1K before. Yeah, it's crazy how much the fur can cost. $500 was just for my personal suit. He's full Gucci with a lot of details. I'm assuming I will end up with something potentially quite similar. Thing is, my persona has a lot of brown tones that don't quite exist. So what I've been doing is I've been ordering the fur whenever it exists. Like whenever they bring out a new brown tone that fits, I order it. And over time, I will be collecting all of the colors until I can finally make my persona. But at that point, I will have spent a lot of money because we're at it's like 6 or 7 brown tones. And currently, I think 4 of those do actually exist. Here we have a paw pad. I have the same issue with purple. I ended up ordering totally wrong purples at first, but I got sorted. He has like 4 or 5 different purples. I can imagine that's hard, yeah. I think the issue with me is also there's a lot of brown tones, but a lot of those are very cool. But then they're not, like my brown tones have a lot of pinkish undertones and it just does not exist, that kind of fur. And a lot of brown tones are just really, really, really dark, and I only need, I think, 2 that are very dark. The rest should be lighter, but there's not enough light browns either. Why are all the ones just orange or yellow? Yes, right. You exactly understand my issue. I don't understand that either. Why not like a pinkish brown? Why do we always need to go for these orangey stuffs? And I have so much brown currently in my workshop because I have at the moment 2 commissions that include a lot of brown, and everything is the wrong shade of brown. Everything is just a super warm brown. Why not something cold that's not gray? Oh no, my embroidery machine got stuck. And it didn't notice. Usually it notices when it gets stuck. Is this salvageable? I think it might not be. I think it might have messed this up so much that I cannot save this. Which would be bad since I do not have more gold. This is exactly what was not supposed to happen. But okay. Bright Savannah line from Hull is currently the only one I like. Pewter and Fossil Grey are okay, but they're very dark. Yeah, they're very dark, and I don't like the undertones of pewter either. I'm back again. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, that paw pad that I made just now didn't come out very nice. I'm not sure if I can salvage this. I'm just going to put it aside and think about it. But maybe I can save it. Maybe. I think it takes a lot of talent. I'm glad you're skilled with paw pads. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Sometimes it just happens that the machines malfunction a bit. But yeah, I think the biggest issue is the gold. I might be entirely out of gold fabric. And so I will have to find a solution to that. Because I used that gold fabric for my Fursuits cosplay, which I bought it for, by the way. I bought this for that cosplay, and then I realized I should make a fursuit with this fabric because it's so fun to use. This mantle Fursuits for the paw pads, I can't, and the pieces are too small for the paw pads, and there's iron-on interfacing on it, so it won't be helpful either. And I love Fursuits, and I want to definitely cosplay him again. I have a convention in about a month, and I might cosplay Fursuits at that convention. So I very much still need him. He's a lot of fun to cosplay, by the way. I really enjoyed. Cosplay is a lot of fun in general. I hope I can do it more in the future. Don't get me wrong, fursuit making is fun, but it's a bit one-sided over time. Fizz is so cute. I have material sitting around for an Alistair cosplay I never made. That's nice. You know, my original plan was for this to be a group cosplay with some of my friends, and none of my friends did it. I was the only one who finished my costume, and everyone else was just like, eh, and shrugged it off. I was slightly sad. I was at Dokumi this year, which is a really, 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 really big convention. And there were so many Helliverse cosplayers. It was absolutely amazing. I met this wonderful Angel Dust cosplayer. She was so cool. And it was so funny as well because it was just the end of the day. And since I was working at that convention, like volunteering, I guess, I came out of the staff kind of area and just walked out right into the face of this Angel Dust cosplayer dressed as Fursuits, and I think we had exactly the same reaction to one another. You were so cute. It was so funny. I loved it. How we both just realized we were just looking at a really cool cosplayer, and then we exchanged some stickers and like social media, and I was having a good time. Cosplay is so fun. I find it like I like fursuits and stuff, but I just don't like fursuiting at events, to be honest. I don't mind it for videos, but for events, I want to see the events. So sad. I hate when that happens. I tried to organize a group, Amphibia and Owl House and Sailor Moon. I also was the only one who finished. Yeah, it's so sad, right? It's such a shame. And also, and that was what got me slightly butthurt about it. Like, one of my friends just did no cosplaying at all, and she was super busy with like university and stuff, and I'm like, okay, yeah, fair, that's fine. And the other one did other cosplays. I was like, can you not do like that one as well that we wanted to do together? Why are you only doing the ones that we didn't want to do together? I was a bit sad about it. And I've been kind of looking for people I could do group cosplays with, but I just don't have really any connections with cosplayers or many people, especially if it's people who are supposed to be like in my area. It's awful. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's sad, but I'll get over it. Hello, you're live on YouTube now. It's Deer in the Woods, by the way. Hello, Deer in the Woods. Yes, so I don't know if you were there when that happened, but I've been getting a lot of strikes on TikTok because TikTok thinks my live streams are pre-recorded content. TikTok basically thinks I'm sharing like movies and stuff, which is not the case. And the more strikes I get, the higher the risk that my account is gonna get suspended and stuff. I don't know why, I don't know how. It's just that some algorithm picks that up, I think, and I've been trying to dispute it. But if you falsely dispute something, you just get another strike. And so that's what's been happening behind the scenes. That I got a strike, I disputed, I get another strike. And yeah, it annoys me, quite frankly. I don't think there's a way to fix that. Like, maybe if my account was really big, I could reach out to TikTok and they'd care, but TikTok hates Streamlabs, it flags third-party platforms. I stream from TikTok Studio. So over on, like, I have not been able to connect TikTok to Streamlabs because TikTok prevents doing that. TikTok doesn't give me my stream key. I don't have that. I have to request that from TikTok, and they're not gonna give that to me. So I can't use Streamlabs for that. I use TikTok Studio, and if it, like, it cannot flag itself, like, that would be tremendously stupid. TikTok is so bad sometimes. Yeah, TikTok is really annoying sometimes. I don't fully understand why it's happening. The one idea that I have is that it thinks my camera is a virtual camera. That is my only reason. So I'm using my iPhone as a camera that automatically connects to my Mac. And I think that maybe somewhere within there, it thinks that that is not a live camera because it's not a webcam. But I can't fix that. That is not an issue I can prevent from happening. So yeah, that's why we're on YouTube today. That was a very serious and saddening discussion. I've also been flagged for other stuff, by the way. I often send people to my website, either to say, check out my prices on my website, check out the like pre-mades I have up there, or my STL files, or if you want to check my Discord, go on my website, stuff like that. And TikTok hates it when you send people away from the platform. So I've been getting strikes for that as well, but it's a really integral part. And then I've also been getting strikes because I work a lot with 3D models, and these 3D models don't have clothing, and so I've been getting strikes for nudity. So after everything, I think I've been just getting too many strikes to continue being there. Anyway, so what are we doing? Today I'm making some paw pads, and this is for a pre-made. If you ever come down to after I'd be super down to do a group crossbar if you want to. So the issue is, I don't even know where that is currently, and I'm from Germany, and I do not leave Germany to go to conventions and stuff. It's in the US, so probably not. Yeah, the US is too far away, sadly. If that wasn't the case, I wouldn't be entirely against it. That might be cheesy, but you know, every friend used to be a stranger at some point, and a random person. Same, also don't leave the UK to go to cons, plus flights are not disability friendly unless you've got money to spare. Yeah, it's like everything is too expensive. And I know, like, I am okay with traveling by train. Even if it's like a bit longer. I mean, I'm not from the US. Germany's not that big. So for me, a bit longer ride of a train is like 5 or 6 hours. But traveling by car, I find ridiculously exhausting. Even though I don't drive, it's always someone else driving. Still find it ridiculously exhausting. And I cannot imagine that flying would be much easier. So I'm the type of person, if I go somewhere really far, be that by car or probably by plane as well, I need a vacation from the vacation. I'm just too done with everything to enjoy the event. And so the conventions that I go to are like, you know, 4 or 5 hours away at the most, because everything else is just too much. But I also, for the most part, only go to conventions if I have a reason to be there. Like if I'm doing Artist Alley or something else. I love going on train because sometimes the view is so pretty, but that depends. There are some very pretty views, so I have to say, like in Germany, a lot of the views are kind of same-ish. It's a lot of, there's green grass, and then the more south you get, the more mountains you get. And in the north, there's just, everything's kind of flat. If I'm the one driving, it's exhausting, but if I'm a passenger, I sleep the entire ride. That sounds very nice. If I sleep on a car, I'll throw up, so that's a no from me. Yeah, I have a bit of an issue with like travel nausea, travel sickness, which is worse in cars and buses, and trains are okay. I don't leave my state for cons, I just drive, and it for real sucks. I have to fly internationally from my home country to university, and I've literally been left in a wheelchair unattended for an hour before. I have a disability and can't walk for so long, so I get airport disability assistant, and it's bad. Oh no, that sounds terrible. I'm sorry. Just leaving you there, that's so bad. That's horrible. Oh no. Yeah, it's such a shame that like traveling is, I mean, so exhausting and so annoying and so impractical. They leave me unattended with my cat too. Can't even take her to a relief center between flights. Yeah, I don't understand how like humans can just do that. I would feel so bad if I was in a position where I could like help someone who needs help and I just didn't do it. I don't understand. So I have to say, I don't know much about how flights work. I've been on a plane once in my life. Okay. For real, they are also very understaffed, so I get it, but also, if I was on my lunch break and someone needed assistance, I would help them regardless. Wongo refused to stop eating and help, but my flight boarding was closing in 5 minutes. Yeah, that's not understandable, I think. Because, I mean, I don't know how, like, flexible that is, but if there was just a little bit of kindness, then the, like, boss of the person eating would say, oh, you helped someone for 5 minutes, and take a break that's 5 minutes longer. Like, you can just take a break in your break. Exactly, but instead I was abandoned for an hour, yeah. I don't know, can't you, like, turn on Karen mode and start complaining? Is that an option? Is that something you would do? I think that's the other issue here. Someday you have to do a studio tour. I think that would be so cool. I've been planning on it. So I've been asked about a room tour before, but I haven't done it because I wanted it to be, like, super nice and clean, and then I moved rooms. So I used to have 2 rooms, right? I used to have 3 rooms, and now I only have 2. And so I wanted these 2 rooms to look nice before I do a room tour, but it's planned. It's on my list. Where's the donation button? I don't know. Do we have a donation button? Should I make one? Where do I find that? No, I have no idea. I'm sorry. I'm very close to turning into a Karen before. Often I'm too exhausted though. Travel is tiring, especially with an animal. I can imagine that that's, like, tiring with an animal. I've taken my cat, like, on trains before, and that was already tiring because she was screaming the entire time, and I felt so bad. I felt so sorry. I need a studio. I'm working from my bedroom currently. Yeah, it's stuff that comes with time, in my opinion. I used to work from my bedroom when I started out, and then I switched to, like, my living room when I had one finally, and then I switched to having a separate room, and now I have 2.5. Why do you only have 2 now? So I have a full apartment I live and work in, and I wasn't sure how to separate the 2, like which rooms I wanted to be workspace and which rooms I wanted to be living space. And so I just tried things out. I have one room in here in which the floor is broken. It's really pretty badly broken, honestly. And my goal was to fix the floor and then put my workshop into that room. I never fixed the floor. It's not easy to fix, we figured out. We did some trial and error. It's not quite fixable for us with the tools that we have. And so I then decided to turn that into a storage room, and I just cluttered it up like crazy. At which point I decided this is not productive. And then I now turned this room that has the broken floor still into another workroom that is no longer cluttered up like crazy. So the short version of the story is I wasn't using the 3 rooms very effectively anyways. So I decided I can take that weird cluttered storage room and turn it into an actual workroom. I'm very lucky my kitty Ponyo is a very good girl. She falls asleep on the plane. That's so cute. Also, that's a cute name. Who's this we? You speak French. We is my dad and I. Because he has a lot of tools, I have a lot of tools. He likes building stuff, I like building stuff. He wanted to help me with fixing my floor. But yeah, even together, we did not find a solution for the mess that the previous owners of this house created. Her full name is Ponyo Bo Tetu Cheeseburger B Poopy Pickle Patty. Very nice. I could not remember that name if I'd given that to my cat. My cat is called Pepper, and that's it. Like in Salt and Pepper, however, she's white, missed opportunity. Could have been Salt. Now she's Pepper. My calico's name is Pickled Onion Monster Munch, but it gets shortened down to Oni. That's also very cute. You guys are so creative with your cat names. And here I am with my Pepper. Thank you. Her name is beautiful. Pepper is adorable. I used to have a Beanie Boo stuffed animal called Pepper. Also very nice. Yeah, I don't know what's like up with that. My cat was named by my mom because originally my parents were supposed to adopt her, but she didn't get along with the cat they already had. So she ended up with me. And then my parents now have, like, that cat passed away, and my parents now have 2 more cats, which were all named by my mom. One of them is called Holly, and the other one is called Connor. We're German. These are not typically German names, but they're, for some reason, more English human names. Don't know why. I don't know why this is, but any torty named Pepper has been a demon. I have to say my cat is a diva, most definitely. She doesn't get along with other cats, and she doesn't like humans very much. I'm tolerated, merely. My cats are Tita and Alice, or Lisi for short. That's really cute as well. Sometimes I wish I could have a second cat so that, you know, my Pepper wouldn't be so lonely. But she really doesn't get along with other cats, so there's not much of a choice. My cat hates other cats. Yeah, same. Why do cats do that? Why do some cats just hate cats? That makes no sense. I mean, I guess I also don't like a lot of humans. Maybe she has a point. My roommate's cat is called Lily Ann, and she's a Norwegian forest cat. She must be huge then. Can I send a pic of my cat in the Discord? Yeah, sure, if you want to. Would you like a channel for pets on the Discord? Because I can do that. I can give you a pets channel. Yes. Okay. Okay. I made you all a channel for your pets. Guess although I don't have Discord. I mean, you could get Discord, then you could see the pets of the others. I fear everyone is now leaving the stream in order to send pictures of their cats. Still here. Nice. Not entirely alone. Does your stuff sell fast? Depends on the stuff. Some stuff sells good and some stuff doesn't sell very good. It also depends on the event. Some events stuff sells super easily and some it just doesn't. And also different stuff sells at different conventions. So I need to curate a playlist for these streams because that song was obnoxious. What do you sell? I sell fursuits and fursuit parts. I also sell stickers, buttons. I've been getting into selling these fidget toy clickers. Do you ship premades to the US? I can't currently because of the entire shipping situation. Your orange president has made some issues. So I can ship stuff only through express shipping. So if your fursuit were to be $600, you would pay $600 in shipping, plus import fees. That is not feasible, and therefore I cannot ship to the US. I've been researching shipping through like a proxy, like shipping it to the UK or to Canada or something, and then it gets shipped over. But that's also still expensive. I wish there was a calculated way to predict what premades will sell. Well, screeches are popular right now. I want to make one. Yeah, there's also always a big difference between like what's popular and what sells as well. Like, I've made some cake style fursuits which are super popular online and they just don't sell at all because they're popular to look at. It's popular to like them. People watch the videos, but people don't actually want to own them. That is the issue. Something I found quite nice was asking my followers. So with my last pre-mades, I designed 3, and then I asked my Instagram followers which one I should make. And I feel like that already helps, because if that design is very popular, then I think there's a better chance that it might sell. Don't worry, we don't want orange either. Sorry, his dumb ass has made problems for you. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's not like it's better anywhere else in the world. Right now the EU has messed up some shipping rules, and there might be a good chance that I can no longer ship in the EU, which is funny because I'm German. So that would mean that I can ship to like Australia and Canada and stuff like that, but not to Austria or the Netherlands, which would be entirely stupid, but it might happen. Could this be a reason for how fabrics are restocked due to the tariffs? Said you don't ship here for now. It could be a reason. Though it like Howl is probably getting their fur from China. And I know there have been more tariffs for China as well. But China is like, some China companies are smart about it. I've been ordering some stuff from China, and I should have extra tariffs right now as well, because the EU has made new rules. And they ship, somehow they managed to prevent me from paying these tariffs, and I don't know how. I'm making a maple moth dog pre-made and a Kirin pre-made, and I'm praying they sell. I mean, I fingers crossed for you that they do sell. I wish you good luck with that. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to find that one person who's actually interested. Paws, stickers, and buttons probably sell good. Like, who doesn't like all that? Who doesn't like a sticker? Stickers are so cool. Yeah, stickers sell like decently well. I don't have the most interesting stickers, I think. So I have some like Pride stickers, some Paws and Moors stickers, and they are relatively consistent, but they're not. People are not super hungry for them. Buttons sell decent. I have currently a lot of Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss stuff in my lineup. And the issue with that is that for a really long time, the like Spindlehorse, the production company, was super chill about selling fan art, and they're not anymore. And they did that directly after I decided I want to have more Helliverse stuff. So that's now an issue that I have to basically sell all of that and then phase it out of my inventory again. Nice. It's my worry. I want to dabble in dinosaur pre-mades, but I'm worried if it's not a raptor, it won't budge. Yeah, like, no one can really tell what sells and what doesn't. And again, you have to find that one person who's interested. Sometimes you get lucky with that, and sometimes you don't. That reminds me, I got my Cricut machine working again. I'm so happy I can make my own stickers now. That's nice. I recently got myself a Bambu Lab A2L, which is a 3D printer and a plotter. And I've been trying to get my stickers on that one. But for now, I have a lot of stickers, and they're all cut, and I don't want to do new designs currently. So I don't really need it. But I have to say, I have a bit of a hate relationship with Cricut, because my mom owns a Cricut, and I've been trying to get my stickers cut on the Cricut machine, and the program is so horrible to use. I'm just screaming the entire time I use it internally. I use the program that Bambu Lab uses for their plotter stuff once as a try, and it's definitely based on the same program as the Cricut one, but oh my gosh, it works so much better. Like, I don't understand why in the Cricut program you cannot set manually the pressure of the blade. Like, I don't get it. It would be so easy. Like, a plotter has two settings, how hard it presses and how quickly it moves, and I would like to manually adjust those two settings, and in the Cricut app you can't. It feels like they're fucking with me. I hate that. Anyway, it makes me so mad. It feels like they're taking my agency away from me, and they just think I'm too dumb to be able to tweak these two very basic numbers. Anyway, I should stop talking about that. The pets chat is filling up. I'm partly to blame. Oh, very nice. I'll have to check that out later. And send you all likes for your very cute kitty cats. It's also, I love that it's just cats. Show us some of your stickers. Yes, I can do that. I can grab some of my stickers. So I have them in this box. So these are my, like, where's my camera? There it is. These are my standard Pride stickers. And they are hollow, if you can see that on camera. And I just have these in a lot of different flags. I think I have like 8 variations. And I have them in large and in small. Then I like D&D, so I have some dice stickers. Some D20s that are either showing a 1 or a 20. Right, that's what irritates me about Cricut, but it's good for card stickers, posters and stuff. I would like to cut sewing vinyl on leather too, though. Yes, some Cricut machines can do these harder things, but I was so annoyed by the program that I just decided, no, I will not ever buy a Cricut. No matter how good the machine is, if the program limits me so much and I cannot use an alternative program, I'm not going to do it. The dice ones look so pretty with a holo. Thank you very much. Okay, I have moles which are also holo. And these moles and poles I have also, and the dice as well, as glasses wipes, which sell decently well too. Okay, here I have some poles. Most of it aren't just miscellaneous dragons or dogs. Yeah, I wanted a good mix. So I did a shark and a lion and a dog. And then for the paws, I have a lion and the dog, like they kind of fit together. And then I wanted a hoof, a little goat. Amazing stickers. Thank you very much. I can show you the some of my other stuff as well. Love the hoof. Thank you. Yeah, I found it very important because they are so underrepresented in the paws versus moles discussion. So I have some other stuff here. I do glasses wipes and I have them with like a moles and paws print. Also with the 2 designs together. And these also sell decently well, like people seem to like these. And the one with my logo does not sell at all. And then I have like dice glasses wipes. Now I feel like I'm a shopping channel. I should tell you how much it costs and stuff like that. I so much, yeah, I have my logo on these. And I also have these in like a 1 and a 20. One of my favorite items that I have is buttons with glitter eyes. I can see if I can find those. I'm not sure where I put them. All my convention stuff is kind of standing in my kitchen, which is not that great. The way I'd snatch the mold's glasses cleaner. Oh yeah, if you're ever around, I can give you one. Idea, furry flags. I mean, I'm not sure what furry flags would look like, but if I could come up with a design, why not? So this is my button collection. And I will see if I have a Fursuits left. Yeah. These are some of my favorite little buttons. And the cool thing is the eyes glitter. And like, I love making these. They are so much fun to make. But yeah, since Spindlehorse is not super happy with fan art anymore, I cannot continue to make these buttons. Not sure what to do about it. So many buttons. Yes, this is all of the buttons I have that I bring to conventions. And I have like I had an Alistair as well, but my Alistair is sold out. And now I'm tempted to do more, or maybe not. I also have some friend makes them also. Yeah, buttons are fun to make. I also have some Baldur's Gate characters, like here's an Astarion. I don't think it focuses correctly. Any Luna? No, I do not have Luna. I know that I should probably make Luna. But again, I'm not sure if I want to continue doing fan art or not. And then I have something that I find very important. I have communication buttons. So I have like the simple ones. I have like free hugs. But I also have these ones, like I'm mute, or I'm deaf, or I can't see, or I can see very well. Stuff like that. These are not like my best sellers, but I find them kind of important to have. So I keep them around. And they sell decently well. Like every once in a while I sell one of these. And then I have please don't take pictures of me and do take pictures of me. Stuff like that. I also have like ask for hugs and no hugs. I have like some that don't sell at all. Like this is inspired by the D&D class Rogue. This one doesn't sell. No one wants this. I like it. No one wants it. And then my best-selling button is this one. Don't know if you can read that. It says, I'm cringe, but I'm free. People like this one a lot. The picture pin probably useful for when you're not ready for a picture or something. Yeah, right. That's exactly what it's for. So a lot of these are for conventions. Especially at conventions, it can be really hard to communicate. So if you're a cosplayer or something and you just don't want your picture taken, this is the way to go. I would want Ask for Hugs. I think Ask for Hugs is the best one in my opinion as well. And then I have this wonderful guy as well. That's my last button I can show you. I thought that one was important. And I saw some of these, but I wanted mine to be a bit more aggressive. I think that's it. No, I also have some dice stuff like D20s. Yeah, I think that's all I can show you. Okay, we've been thoroughly distracted. If I get the slot, I'm also by the Ask for Hugs pin. If you get the slot, I'll give you one. Like, I've been thinking of asking all of my Fursuit customers if they'd like some buttons, since I have them anyways. And I think it might be a nice start into the hobby. I also always want to give my Fursuit customers some extras, but most of the time when I give out extras, people tell me, oh, I'm not using that. Germans are very direct. And so I've stopped giving out like repair kits and stuff like that. I used to do free badges, but people always tell me, oh, I already have a badge from another artist, I'm not using yours. So I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm not going to make badges anymore. So now I'm thinking, okay, I will give you all some buttons. It's kind of my fault you got distracted. I was the one to ask to see them. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's fun to show you. I like showing off my stuff. Just I wanted to get these paw pads done today before ending the stream. And I was thinking about ending the stream at 4. It's 4 now. So we're gonna make like half an hour longer. Okay, so I'm a bit afraid that my sewing machine might mess that up again. We love sidetracking the stream. I see that you do. Will you be live tomorrow? No. So tomorrow I probably don't have time. Yeah, I probably will not manage unless I do it like very late, but that's not very smart. So no, I will not be live tomorrow. I will be live the day after. I always include a brush, stickers, lanyard, badge, and swatches and care sheets in my comms. People really don't like it. So from the feedback I've gotten, people like a care sheet and swatches. They really appreciate that. It feels professional, they like it. Stickers, people like stickers. Everyone likes stickers, and even if it's not, like, everyone can use a sticker. Brush, no. I've been told I've picked out the wrong brush, because brushes are such a controversial topic that whichever brush you send people, they're going to tell you, I didn't like that one specifically, I used another one, I just chucked it. So that's why I stopped doing brushes. And lanyards and badges, once again, I got the feedback that people were so excited for their fursuit that they commissioned an artist they really liked for a badge. And so no interest in badges from me. That's the kind of feedback I've been getting on that. And I'm happy about the feedback because for me, of course, adding a badge is work. And I can also understand. People don't come to me for my art style, they come to me for my fursuit style. And so I get it when they don't feel like they want to work with me for a badge. But also, like, different people appreciate different things. It might also be because Germans are very practical. And so they don't really want to get a badge that they're not going to use. I would really love a badge. Yeah, I mean, if you end up getting the slot, I can make you one. I'm a bit afraid that the machine will get stuck, so I'm going to stare at this for the next 2 minutes. I don't think that's going to tangle. Okay. Or maybe it will tangle. That sounded bad. No, it's okay. I love the side camera. Thank you. Yeah, the issue with the side camera is that it's a camera that's made for photos, and it cannot charge while recording. And so I cannot use it for too long. I can only use it until it runs out of battery, and then I have to charge it. So I use it as much as possible, but it's not been on for now because I couldn't be. When you live again, will it be on YouTube? Probably. I like this. Would you ever play VR chat and connect with other furs? No. I don't have really an interest in VR chat. I think I would just stand in a corner and not talk to anyone. That's very me. I'm not really extroverted enough to do that. But also, I don't have like a VR headset, and playing VR chat not in VR feels kind of silly. It tangled again. Why does this happen? It went so well. Is that the file? Did I finish one of these correctly? No. Why did you tangle? I should have stared at it for the rest. I trusted it. And it could not be trusted. No, that is definitely not usable. Okay, we'll see if I can fix the issue that the embroidery machine is having. Maybe that's a sign that I should not do the last two, because I'm a bit afraid of messing up more. It was going so well before. Another setback. Yeah, it happens. It's because I made some changes to the file, and then you have to figure out anew if everything works or not. Understandable, it was worth asking. Yeah. Not a VR chat kind of person. VR chat scares me. Yeah, same. VR chat scares me too. I play only in 18 plus worlds. I would imagine that makes sense because else you'll be overrun by children. I would not want my VR experience to be overrun by children. So it feels like VR is like gimmicky. When VR came out, it felt like the future was upon us or something. And at this point, VR feels kind of dead. It doesn't feel like something that people still really do. There's no excitement there anymore. And I don't think there's advances there anymore, right? Like VR headsets exist. Are they still being improved on? I don't even like being friends with interacting with children in real life. I just don't like kids much. Also understandable. It also depends on the kids. Recently, I was vending at a convention, and the artist next to me had brought her daughter, and she was so sweet. That was such a sweet kid. She was lovely. But then my niece is an absolute demon. Like you tell her no, and she just doesn't listen. Sometimes she like grabs, like she likes twisting people's arms until it hurts, and you tell her it hurts, and she doesn't give a flying fuck about it. I'm like, okay, that's great. If you turn into some kind of criminal, I guess I'll say I've seen it coming. Um, so it really depends on the kid, I'd say, but I could not imagine being friends with a kid. I'm just too old to do that. That's like, especially, I guess over here we're a bit older, but especially on TikTok, a lot of younger people stumble into the streams. I don't mind that. If there's like a 14 or 15-year-old in the stream chatting, I don't mind. But that's not the same as like being friends and stuff. You sound very young though. I'm not that. How old do I sound to you? Do you want to guess? Nineteen-ish. Oh no, you're off. You're very off. I was 19 when I graduated high school. And then I went on to study for 3 years at a university. And then I went on for 2 years to do an apprenticeship in a prop workshop. And then I decided to make up my own business like 3 or 4 years ago. So 19 is wrong. 21 is also wrong. But it's great to know that I sound very young. 28. I'll be turning 27 this week. Nice. Yeah. happy early birthday. I've told this story earlier and I'm going to tell it again. I'm German, and in Germany, it's a really big faux pas to wish someone an early happy birthday. It's bad luck. I thought, that was a universal thing, and I was very weirded out when I learned that, well, actually, this is just a German thing. It's just a German thing that people don't say happy birthday early because it's bad luck. But thank you guys. I understand the sentiment. Okay, this time I will actually stand here and stare at it until it's done. That looks so good. I don't know what went wrong before. Like, the machine is doing so good. Don't understand what she got stuck on last time. I sure hope this is the riveting content you're looking for. Just me staring at a sewing machine. Okay, last time it got stuck around where it is right now, but it's not looking like it's getting stuck, so that's good. Okay, good. In Portugal, people also say that sometimes, but I don't know why it's seen as bad luck. I don't know either. It's just a thing. Maybe the machine likes to be complimented. Yeah, maybe she also likes to be watched. And the camera is not enough watching. I have to stand there. But this worked out really well. Like, this came out perfect. No problem at all. So I don't necessarily know what went wrong before either. Anyway, I think that's the last thing I wanted to get done for today. So this will be the end of the live. And then again, yeah, as I said, I'm just gonna say it again. I'll probably be streaming again, not tomorrow, but the day after, probably at the same time, roughly as today. So thank you all for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you then.